dope.
Awesome. And action. Welcome back to another episode of Written and Directed By. Today I am joined with a friend of mine, Shapel Lacey, funny comedian and all around good guy.
I try
think.
to be funny. This is cool, man. You got that voice for this stuff.
Really?
Yeah, you got a voice for this.
Thanks, dude. I've been hearing that a lot, but
Oh, you hear that a lot?
actually the second time. So.
Oh, okay. No, it's just like very clear and very understanding.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I try.
It's authentic.
I think I learned from my dad. My dad is a big schmoozer.
Okay.
So
that's how you learn. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
I have that Jewish schmoozing dad.
Okay.
I hope the settings are right.
Yeah.
I've been messing with them. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. Hey,
What I'm gonna do with
intros
it.
are always
But,
weird.
Yeah. No, I mean like as far as like because I always wanted to voice act.
Okay.
So I grew up like fucking around doing voices
yeah.
and stuff like that.
That makes
So
sense.
I don't know if it's just like something I've developed over the years.
Yeah, it probably
but-
is. Yeah, because you have to like. I mean, there's more than just doing the voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to have something behind it.
Yeah, and I'm not an actor, so it's like
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I like to pretend, but
Yeah.
if I get in front of a camera, I was in a someone's short film, and it's like when I'm just pretending in my room talking to myself doing voices, it's one thing, but once I'm like the spotlight's on me, it feels yeah. Like recently, I faced a big fear. Like I play guitar.
Uh-huh.
I've played for like 10 years.
Okay.
And I've always wanted to play on a stage in front of people.
Yeah.
And I was at my friend's show, and because of the fires, a bunch of bands pulled out.
Oh.
And so there was only 2 bands, and it turned into a jam session. And I was joking to one of my other friends. I'm like 3 seconds away from grabbing his guitar, and I go to the bathroom. He comes back, and my friend with the guitar, he's like talking to someone on stage, and he looks at me and goes,
Yeah.
and pulls me up, and I'm just like shitting my pants, and I'm like
Yeah.
don't know what I'm doing. And
Hey, you were ready for it.
yeah,
man.
I like downed a little, like a couple rum, so that helps.
Yeah. Would you your original songs or
They just started.
or
just
cover?
jamming, yeah.
Just jamming.
Yeah, and I was like the whole time I'm thinking like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I just kept playing. I played for
Yeah.
like 10 minutes, and I get off stage, and my buddy's like, "That was your first time?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was terrible, huh?" He's like, "No, you were like the calmest I've ever seen you up there." And I'm like, but inside I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah. That's what's up.
So
man.
yeah, I mean, it was awesome because I always wanted to do it, and I was like,
isn't it a dope feeling?
yeah, and I'm like, who the fuck cares if I fuck up, and I'm never gonna see any of these
It
people
don't
ever
matter.
again.
It don't matter.
Yeah, is that how it feels when you're up on stage? I mean, how does it? Do you get nervous at all, or?
No, I don't get nervous. I mean, like if anything, like you still get. I get like more of excited.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm not like really like nervous.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually stopped saying like I'm nervous because most of the time you're just excited, and it's just
Yeah,
you
that's
can't-
yeah,
it's like
exactly.
the
That's
same
what I'm saying.
feeling.
Like I'm like that's not a nervous
Yeah.
like me because me nervous is completely different than like
yeah,
I, before I go on stage, I don't consider that nervous. I go, this ain't me nervous. Me nervous is completely different. I'm just excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like excited. You get like this like adrenaline starting to build, and
Right.
then you just get up there and you go.
it's just kind of you gotta like psych yourself up a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, you just go up there and you're just ready for it, and you know what, you know what you're gonna say, and you let it all out on that damn stage.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I'm not speaking from experience, but I feel like, it might be easier to, once you, like, you have something prepared versus like, hey, take this guitar and play whatever.
Yeah, I mean, but you, like as comedians, man, we develop this like just sense of alertness and, quickness on stage to where like something just pops on our brain and we roll with it. And it,
Right.
majority of the time, it works because it's really coming from an authentic place. So like, we have those moments too where it's just like if jamming, we call it riffing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're just up there riffing and, just letting certain things out. I usually do that before I even like really tap into material. Just
Yeah.
like riff about something that just catches my attention like real quick.
So like, I mean, so is that like what you guys would call crowd work then, or is that
Well,
different?
crowd work is like where you specifically, at the crowd, the audience,
Yeah,
or,
okay.
someone specific in the audience. Riffing, you don't even. It doesn't necessarily have to be with the crowd. It could just be off top of the dome.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like just stuff that you're just thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I've know nothing about. I think I love and appreciate comedy. But
Yeah.
I don't like. I'm not familiar with that scene. Like you and maybe like the Yardleys and like maybe one other friend I know is in comedy. So
Yeah.
I'm not like in that. Like I'm in film, so I think there are similar aspects, but like the bare bones is so, like completely different.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, but there's the things of like the similarities is like having that focus.
Yeah.
Having that eye. You know what I mean? Like like you would in the film. Like it's the same thing in stand up. Just having that eye. Like we're both like observant.
Right.
We're pretty observant people based off of like just the way our brain thinks. Artistically, just we just see things differently than like people that aren't really in, that do what we do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we're both. I mean, at the end of the day, we're both telling stories. And
and we just
different ways to connect with people.
Different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. How long have you been doing stand up?
I've been doing stand up maybe 6 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I started in 2010.
Okay.
In Louisville, Kentucky, when I was going to school out there. I was cheering in college, and then in 2014 and 2015, I stopped after my brother passed away because I got all depressed. And so I was like, I don't want to be on stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's always funny because people are always like, comedians are like depressed. They're just up there and depressed. And I'm like, bro, I cannot get on stage if I'm depressed. Like I'm just so damn sad. So I stopped. So I guess I want to say the year 2014 and year 2015, I did a collective of 3 or 4 sets.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I didn't even know if I was going to get back into comedy. I just wasn't feeling it. You know what I mean? And then, a couple of my homies came to town, Brent Morin and Jason Collings. They came they were doing Tempe Improv.
Brent's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they were doing Tempe Improv, and they were like, "Hey, you're going up tonight." And that was 2016, and I hadn't done it, like on a grind level, for like 2 years. You know what I mean? Like I said, I did 3 sets, like, and they were so spread out. It wasn't like I was like,
right.
You know what I mean? And so there was just something about them because during 2014 and 2015, a lot of people were asking me like, "Yo, you want to do this show? You want to be on this show? You want to be on this show?" And I would deny a lot of people. I would just like say, "Nah, I'm good. I got something to do." I would always make something up. And then I guess with Brent and Jason, it was just like they're just like, "Oh, you're going up tonight," and that's when I was like, "Oh shit, all right," you know what I mean? And I went up, and that was the moment. There was just something about that moment, and that was probably the most real I ever been on stage. You know what I mean? I started talking about more like realness and not just like saying goofy things just to say goofy things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're good.
I just had a blast with it, and so I was like, yeah, this is what I need to be doing. You know what I mean? It just felt right. Yeah. It felt like so right.
Yeah. And sometimes you just need that little moment.
Yeah. It just, it was just, the energy was dope, and I was just like, oh, and it was a different type of energy than I ever felt with doing stand up. So it was like this new thing, and it was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I can like really, really do this.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, every time there's always like each film I do or each project I work on, whether it's mine or someone else's, there's always like a little aspect where it's like a reassuring moment where I'm like, oh, okay, this is why I'm doing this. Is why I love doing this thing.
And that was that exact moment.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? It was just like, got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, okay.
So, okay. You're talking about like more real comedy, do you think that's important, like as a comedian, to like be more real versus just like blasting out jokes for the sake of joking?
Dude, I think literally anyone can do whatever is most authentic to the person that's doing it.
Yeah,
is what they should do.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? If it's authentic to you, like, people get so, I don't know, it's just funny. Like, I guess people just get so critical of, like, how comedy should be and what a comedian should be saying and stuff like that. And, like, literally, like, there's people are going to laugh at this. People are going to laugh at this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's just, so I never really, like to think about it in that way. 'Cause, like, literally everyone is different. And someone can be a strong, just random punch jokey kind of person. But yeah, as I was saying though, like, literally, like, I don't know. Yeah, you could do whatever the hell you want to do as a comedian, as long as it's authentic to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause, like, I don't know. I just think it's weird, like, when people get so critical of, like, how someone should do comedy and what someone should do and, like, what route they should be taking. And, like, everyone tries to, like, just really throw this advice out to, like, so many people on what they do. It's just like, hey, if it feels, good to you and if it's bringing out the best in you, then do that comedy.
Yeah, I feel like, because, like, even outside of comedy, just people in general, you can tell when they're being, like, unauthentic.
Yeah, you can really tell
and
that.
So I'm sure it's even easier to spot when, like, you're up on stage trying to, like, connect to an audience when you're being phony. You're like, oh, this guy fucking
because I was doing these, like, I was saying these things on stage just to say it, but, like, I think even the, like, obviously the audience, like, it wasn't working for me because obviously the audience could tell, like, you're not that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You, like, just by me being on stage, it's like, it's almost like a disappointment I was giving them because it's like, oh no, that's not him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, I guess he ain't, he ain't funny. You know what I mean? Like, you could kind of sense that, that's the person I was. So I had to figure out, like, which is what everyone needs to figure out, is their voice.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
that's why you just got to keep going.
The more you're out there and the more you're just trying to discover, like, you'll find it. You know what I mean?
And so doing that, is that, like, just for you, is it, like, in the process of just, like, eating shit on stage and just having to, like, oh, that this is not working and they don't vibe
it's not even
with
necessarily
it,
like I go on stage to try to eat it.
Well, I don't think you would purposely try to do it.
No, I just try to be as real as I can. Like, the biggest thing is, like, I guess so more the level I'm at, like, I don't have, like, an audience yet. So like, I still gotta, like, read a room so well to, like, understand where they're at. Whereas, like, a bigger name, obviously, like, they go out there, the audience wants what they're going to give them, whereas like they don't necessarily have to read them, because they know they're there for them. Like, whereas, like, me, like, I still have to go out and, like, read the audience and catch, like, certain things and just feel the vibe, which is, like, which is pretty dope, you know what I mean? But, like, sometimes it could be,
is that part, like, tricky, or has it gotten easier as
it's gotten easier. You know what I mean? It's not as hard. Something like, sometimes I'm off about it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I was completely wrong about the way what that audience wanted. You know what I mean? Like, or the way, like, not necessarily what they wanted, but, like, how to deliver. Because there's a lot with, like, a setting in comedy too. You know what I mean? Like.
I mean, because I've gone to the Laugh Factory numerous times. And I usually go because Mark hits me up and says, "Here's some tickets." So, Mark, and he's always got that one joke where, like, no one laughs. He goes, "Oh, I guess this isn't a dick sucking crowd." You never know.
That's what you do with that. Like, you learn to do stuff like that with it. Like, when a like, that's what you start to figure out as a comedian. Like, some comedians just, like, let the bomb happen, but, like, other, like, when you get to a certain point to where you understand, like, oh, like, I understand that's not for you guys, and like blah blah blah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and it's cool, like, because me and my roommate have gone so many times, and for a while we were going like almost every week.
Yeah.
So to see like certain crowds, like to actually like experience like a joke that we've heard before land really well with one audience and not with another one, and like how the comedians have to adjust and how they learn to adjust too is pretty fascinating to see.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Like you just quickly adjust. There's just so much like with the way the brain works for a comedian. It's just like it's just always quick.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, are you always on pretty much? Like if you think like something, like think of a joke and it's
I was gonna say no, I'm not. Yeah, I am. There's sometimes like there's sometimes where I'm just not as talkative person. You know what I mean? Are you talking about like in like a public set?
Yeah,
like
in general, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was trying to ask.
No,
but.
I feel you. I follow. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, a good amount of time I'm like, but there's times where I'm just like chill. Like I don't like if I'm in like a bigger group. You know what I mean? Like I'm usually just
gotcha.
But if I'm in like a setting with like just a couple of friends, then I'm on.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like a big group, I usually just
anything less than 20, no way.
Yeah, exactly.
Or more than 20.
Yeah, more than 20. Yeah. And I don't know, like I'm in a sense like a little bit of a introvert.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
like,
interesting as a comedian.
Yeah, and which it catches a lot of people off guard. Like usually like if I'm at a show or something like that, I'm usually like just chill, quiet. I don't really I talk to people after, but it's like very like, and depending on the person and stuff like it just depends on so much.
Right.
Like I usually just like very just.
Yeah, I feel that.
I mean, even when I'm off stage, like, because they see me on like so like, and they think I'm on that level still.
Yeah. And some of your jokes, you have like these big facial expressions.
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
so.
that's what. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they see that. And then they come up to me after, and they expect me to like still be like that. But usually I'm just like, yeah, thank you, I appreciate it, man. This was up. I usually just, I don't know. I'm just very, I like to sit back and relax and just be observant.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's kind of cool. Like, because I've heard stories of comedians that are like, you hear like, oh, so and so is just always on and he's never off. It's just comedy, joke. So I guess it's kind of cool that you can just be like, all right, leave work at work or whatever.
And I don't know. I'm a pretty just like like I said, if it's a bigger group, like of friends or something like that, I'm usually just like just chilling. But if it's like a small group, like a couple of homies, then I'm like, I'm on. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think. So, do you like the like as an introvert? Do you like the attention, or is it like kind of like?
Man, I don't know. Here's another weird thing about me. I don't really need much validation. Like I don't look for validation.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, that's where you kind of get. I feel like you get lost. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. Yeah. Like
because the second you start seeing like, oh fuck, my followers aren't where I wanted to be, or it's like, why aren't people telling me I'm good?
Yeah,
like you're not in it for what you love about it. Yeah,
because like I've never done something. I mean, like things that I've really wanted to do. I didn't start listening to punk rock for someone to be like, that's cool or that's dumb. Like I didn't start skateboarding for that reason. I didn't become a cheerleader for that reason. Like I didn't start comedy or do comedy just like for constant validation. I do it because, it's a way for me to understand myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's why I do it. You know what I mean? The more I can discover about myself, and this happens to be the outlet that I choose to use to do so. Yeah. And writing as well. And it's just to discover more about myself, so I can give the best person that I can be, to the world. You know what I mean?
Like
that's it's just awesome. I'm just trying to be a good person. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's how I discover that.
I think that's all it is. That's all it takes is just being a good, genuine person.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know?
I just don't look for validation or anything like that. I've never been that, like, the reassurance.
Yeah, I hate when, like, people, because I originally went to school for art and illustration and stuff like that. Yeah. And so people would be like, oh, this is amazing, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather actually someone say, like, that's shit. Like, you shouldn't have done that. I'd rather get that kind of criticism.
And that's why, like, I'm even weird on, like, social media. Like, I don't post that heavy. You know what I mean? I do like to post, like, on my IG stories a lot, just because I like messing with that. And then, like, I always can put music to, like, funny pictures that I have. I just like doing that. You know what I mean? That's just because I think it's funny. But, like, I don't know. Like, I'm even, like, weird on social media at times. You know, like, where I know for people, like, social media is, like, where, like, you know, they feel like they can, you know, I don't know. I'm just such an individual, and I've always thought on such a individual. Yeah. Like, I just always had that mentality. You know what I mean?
Like,
so,
I know what you mean.
I learned that from, you know, punk rock.
Right.
You know, I mean, punk rock teaches you how to think for yourself. You know, it's like, you know, it's this thing of, like, yeah, we all come together for this music, and this is what we love, and we go to these concerts, and, you know, we start these bands and stuff like that. But what do you know individually? You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of people, like, I feel like a lot of people, you know, especially today, are part of these groups or anything like that, and don't really understand who they are. You know what I mean? So they're reacting in these ways because it's like, oh, I'm part of this group, this is how I need to react, instead of being like, you know, you get I've gotten to a point to where I realize what I need to throw my energy to and what I don't need to throw my energy into. Oh, definitely, yeah. You know what I mean? And that's just, like, from really taking the time to understand myself on an individual level.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you start worrying about yourself, it's like nothing else matters.
Yeah, dude.
Because
really
all the shit that you want will come once you're like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, and like the thing, and like for me, like I used to be that way. You know, I'm not saying I've always been this way, but, like, you know, I had to go through anger management, you know, classes, you know, in high school and in college, and you know, so, like, I've had to do so much of, like, just understand, like, taking the time to understand. It's been a lot of work, you know, and I'm still working at it. You know, like, I always tell people, like, my anger is, like, my biggest battle. You know what I mean? Like, you know, once my brain gets on this, like, you know, fiery rage level, you know what I mean? It's so hard for me to control. Like, I'm able to do it, but man, it is tough. Yeah, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand it because they're like, dude, you're just so happy. Like, I'm like, man, but you don't understand the work I have to do to be this. You know what I mean? And, like, and I'm happy because, like, I was able to bring my anger down. Right. You know what I mean? But, like, anything could make it go.
One little fucking spark.
One little, like, the most forest fire. The most literally the most simple thing.
So that was you, the fire?
Yeah, exactly. I was just in this ride. My body lit up, and I was like, but
Human Torch.
Yeah, Human Torch, man. But, like, literally, like, and it's hard for people to, like, understand and see because they just see me, like, happy all the time, and it's like, man.
And then I think, like, there's certain words that, like, I don't know, like, treatments or whatever that people use, like anger management, and they think, like, oh, you're good now, right?
Like, and that's one of my jokes. Yeah. Like, you know, I always say, I go, I hate when I tell people I went through anger management because they assume that your anger is gone. Yeah. And then I just sit there in silent, and they start laughing because I'm like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and I go, it's managed. You know what I mean? Like, and because so many, like, and the reason why that joke works is because so many people literally think it's gone. Right. I can't tell you how many people come up to me and they just think, oh, you're good now. Yeah. And I'm just like,
well, especially, like, I'm sure that doesn't, like, you know, they think that because especially you're such a smiley guy, like, you have a big smile most of the time. So
exactly. Majority of the time, and it's mainly because I didn't let my anger get the best of me. Yeah. That's why I'm smiling. Yeah. And people don't get that. They just think, oh, this guy's just Loving life is just like,
or you're just like, dude, I'm fucking pissed off right now.
It's like, no, I'm in a battle right now. Yeah. There's a constant, there's a constant war inside my head. It really is, and like,
that's crazy.
It's so crazy.
So are you constantly just checking yourself, or
just the most, like I said, it could be the most simple thing that could just irritate me.
Gotcha.
Something as simple as someone offer me a piece of gum. Because
okay.
You want to know why? Because I hate chewing gum.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I hate chewing gum because I don't like my jaw having to work that hard for fresh breath. Like, literally, like,
yeah.
Someone offer me, I'm like, why the
I have a shit breath.
Yeah. I'm like, give me a mint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A mint just sits there. And
so
like,
you must hate that guy that's on those YouTube commercials with the fucking jaw workout.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
Uh-uh.
Oh, yeah. He like developed this thing for his jaw. It's like a workout for your jaw, and you chew it, and there's different strengths.
I'd hate that.
Yeah,
man.
it's also the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, man.
And the guy who does it, it like pitches the thing. It's such like
it
makes me mad, and I don't. You know?
Exactly. You know, and that like,
I just can't wait to skip the fucking.
Yeah, exactly. See, and that's what like.
Yeah.
There's just simple things that could just drive me crazy. Like it just
So at your parents' house, there's a lot of holes in the walls, or?
Oh yeah, man. Well, because I came from an abusive home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like I'm like one of them them rescue dogs. You know what I mean, or whatever.
Because you were adopted, right?
Yeah. You know when I was so they started taking care of me when I was like 15, but I fully moved in with them when I was 17, 18.
Gotcha.
I was running away from home a lot around that time though. You know, like from 15 until I like fully lived with the folks that adopted me. But yeah, my stepfather was abusive. You know, it was a very violent upbringing. You know what I mean? Which like the thing is now, like I've overcame all that stuff and like grown from it. But like the anger, like I don't necessarily get mad about that stuff anymore because like. That's one of those things like it already happened and like I can't take that back. Yeah, you know what I mean. So like
it's pointless
people,
too.
And that's what like I try to get people to understand. I go, it was a crazy violent period, but I was like, but I'm not sad. You know what I mean? Like not anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if I would be like, it would like my anger wouldn't it'd be unstoppable. Right. I mean, it would just like continue to like, but like my anger is still there because like that's what I know. And it's like basically in my blood, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I use a lot of it as fuel, you know what I mean? I use my anger as fuel to do things. So when I do get angry,
just beat the fuck out of someone.
I know, right? You know, what if that was it? And then I'm just smiling after. Writing is like the biggest thing for me. You know what I mean? Like that's one of my biggest helps. You know what I mean? It's just I write like 3 pages, you know, every day.
Is it more like journaling or is it like
journaling? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I let it all out.
That's awesome.
And that's how I come out with a lot of my material.
That's great.
You know, that's where all my material comes from is a lot of my journaling. At first, I was just writing shit because it was like, oh, this could be funny. Right. This could be funny. And then I really took the time to like just like really journal and really dig deep into myself.
That's awesome.
You know, because like I was, you know, I was crazy. I was a nut. You know what I mean? Just because I was holding so much in. I was just doing things that wasn't authentic. You know, it wasn't me. I was doing things for a reaction. You know what I mean? Because like I could. You know, well, guys, not even because I could. It was just I was just so deeply, you know, hurt and lost. Yeah. You know what I mean? Confused by everything. You know, I lose my best friend. I lose my brother. You know what I mean? I come from this, you know, violent upbringing, and then now I have to live with a different family because, you know, this family didn't work out, but it was like, this is my biological family. So it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just so much, you know, that I have to deal with, and like, you know, in such like quick a time. It's like, okay, you're going through this violent upbringing. Boom. Your best friend dies. 4 years later, your brother dies. You know what I mean? And like, it's just, everything was just like, so, and so what I was doing a lot of was asking, why me? for years.
Yeah.
I'm 31 now, and
Are
I
you
don't
really?
think. Yeah, I'm 31.
I had no idea. I thought you were like in your 20s.
I know everyone thinks that, but yeah, I'm 31 now, and I don't think I really took the. I was trying years ago, like for years I was trying, but it wasn't until like, man, when I moved to LA, when I really took the time, which was March. So I'm 9 months today.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 9 months today in LA, and
yeah, I just had my year in 1st of November.
Oh, real?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So we're not too far off.
Yeah, that's crazy. And so, yeah, man, like I was, not until I moved out here is when I really took the time. I stopped asking why me, and I started going, what am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the biggest fucking pivot for a mindset.
Yeah, I go, man, I like literally like not. I kid you not, man. Not until I moved to LA did I really realize and really take the time to ask that question, which like people don't ask that.
No,
you know what I mean? For years I was asking why me, because it's such an easy thing to do. It's so easy to do that, especially when you're going through so much.
Yeah.
And when you stop asking why me, man, and start saying, what am I doing?
Right.
You start to realize the things that really matter in life and the things that really don't.
Of course. One of the things my mom says is, why not, you say like, why not me? You know? Like,
yeah.
And what can I learn from all that stuff? Like what lessons can I take? Because whether they're good things that happen to you, whether they're really horrible things that happen, there's always something you can take away and learn.
Yeah.
And if you can recognize and pick up on those little lessons, then you're just gonna be able to better yourself.
Yeah, and like the thing with me, like I was just so lost. Oh man, I was lost. Even when I got back into comedy, I wasn't like, you know, I don't think I've like this is probably moving to LA is probably the most coherent I've ever been. You know what I mean? Even though I'm almost 5 years sober. This is the most coherent. Yeah. Like moving to LA was probably the most coherent I've ever been.
That's awesome.
You know, and it's because I was like, yo, I'm moving to a big city. You know, this isn't Arizona.
Yeah.
You know,
Not
there's
at all.
yeah, and I was like, there's things you want to do in life, right? And you can, and the thing is like, I was like, you can easily get distracted. You know, what are you going to do to not get distracted? What do you need to focus on? What do you not need to focus on? You know what I mean?
I'm kind of going through that little battle right now.
Yeah,
like,
it's a tough battle because you're just like,
because I have like projects I want to work on, and it's like everyone's like, come out, let's, and I'm like, so now I'm like in the process of like, okay, I need to stop wasting time like sitting and watching Netflix for 4 hours where I could be writing a script or, you know, trying to do something different.
Exactly, man. And ever since I started doing that, man, like I just been, I don't know, all this stuff has just been falling into place.
Yeah.
With being out here. It's been awesome.
That's so awesome.
And the thing is like my main focus is to continue to discover more about myself.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? Yeah. What more can I know about me? Because I know there's a lot of layers to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because people have told me that, you know, for years. You know, I think there's always been like a couple people. You know what I mean? That have really seen that they're like, there's something in him that's different than others. You know what I mean? And I didn't understand that. You know, I was refusing everything.
Yeah.
You know, I was pushing everything away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there was these people that were like, really like, yo, man, like you got something special and you need but like when you're so lost and confused, you don't hear it.
Right.
You don't hear it, man. You just, you know, you're just like, yeah, whatever, man. Like, cause you're just so like, why me?
Right.
Why me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
sometimes you just need to get hit in the face with a shovel to, you know,
you just gotta
wake up.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like you gotta, you know, there's things to do to wake you up. And I knew one of the things was like, you know, what I learned with losing my brother and my best friend is that, I had to learn, and I'm still learning. You know what I mean? I've had to learn how to live my life without them.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to learn how to live my life without alcohol. You know what I mean? I've learned how to live my life without so much that I've was dependent on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because my brother and my best friend were two very significant people in my life. So to lose them, obviously I'm like, oh, I ain't got nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you once you start to figure out what you are without something, I even asked myself, what am I without comedy? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I know, and you start to just know your worth more.
Right.
What am I without, this friend? What am I without, having these shows, or being booked as much as I am? What am I without that?
Right.
You know what I mean? And then once you take the time to really figure that out, you start to, all of a sudden this boost in yourself, just all of a sudden just comes out of nowhere. It's a crazy feeling. You just start to feel this energy, and you're able to do things that you've never thought you've been able to do before.
Yeah. I think as we have grown up, we've built mental walls for ourselves.
Yeah.
So as you each year or each day we grow, it's we keep adding bricks, and then and then you get to a point where you're at the top of the wall, and you're like, what how did I get this high up here?
How often do you hear someone go, well, that's just how I am?
Yeah. All the time.
You know what I mean?
It's such a fucking excuse.
It's such, and it's like, oh no, that's just how I am. You know what I mean? When my anger would let out on people, and I would do things to totally, disrespect, physically hurt, and all this stuff to these people, and I would, my excuse, oh, that's just who I am. It's a shitty thing, because it's basically saying you're my friend and you have to deal with this.
Yeah,
and instead of me taking the time to deal with it myself,
because it's so much easier to say that than fix your problem.
And people that say that, I'm like
yeah,
I'm like, man, I was doing that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then now, and when I hear people say it comes off so ugly,
right?
You know what I mean?
When you hear it from the other side after you recognize it.
You know what I mean? It's you don't, it's a selfish thing, because it's you don't care to take care of something within you to do better.
Yeah. For
the people that you love, and or the new people you bring into your lives or whatever like that. You know what I mean? It's oh, here's the thing, you're gonna have to deal with this, and I'm not. It's you're gonna have to deal with it, and I'm not changing it.
Right.
And it's it's such a, I can't believe, every time I think about how I was doing that, I'm like, bruh, you're such a dumbass. You know what I mean?
But I think because I've had moments where I used to, thinking like that, and then you think of, and I think about different periods of my life, and I'm like, I'm grateful that I was like that, because I don't know if I would have be who I am now if I didn't have to go through types of things like that, and then figure out that by doing that, I was a shitty person or shitty to other people, and now that you can you're like, oh, okay, I get it, and you can help other people, or whatever.
Oh man, I was terrible to people. Oh man, that was horrible. Gosh, I was such a jackass. But yeah, man, every time I think about it, I go, I was, and shouts out to all the people that really stuck behind me, and even shout out to the people that were peace. You know what I mean? I get it. I understand it.
Sometimes,
I understand. I completely understand why.
Yeah.
That person was just fuck Shapel. I don't get, and I understand.
Yeah.
I have to take that L. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sometimes we have to do that, to others too. Even if we have problems, you're like, okay, I see that I have a problem, but I'm going to do it for your sake, or.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah. And
man.
it's always, it's important to have people who either stay or leave, because you either recognize the reasons they stayed or the reasons they left too.
Yeah, exactly, man. You gotta, I'm when I moved here, It took me a little bit to like really figure this out. I was like, I need to not try to figure out someone else and what someone else is doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need to not like if like a lot of people do this. Man, how'd they get on that show?
Yeah.
Man, how they getting booked so much?
Right.
A lot of people do that, and it's like you need to stop asking.
Yeah.
That, and you need to just go out and do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like what they have has nothing to do with you. It's not about you.
They just worked their ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't, they just got like some luck out of it. Like people do that, man.
Yeah.
They're constantly, which is a massive insecurity thing. You know what I mean? And you know, I was that person. You know what I mean? Like a lot of this stuff I figured out because I was the person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that was doing it. It's, you know, constantly asking, and it's such a like you can't ask that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's not for you to try to figure out. And so I was like, okay, what do I need to do to not do something like that? Do those type of things. And it's really like looking within.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you look within, like you realize, oh, I don't need to say that. I don't need to say that at all. It's one of those things where you realize, like one of those things I figured out, like, what am I without saying that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's the stuff I really take the time to like figure out. You know, what am I without saying that? What am I without, you know? Yeah, like why do I need to, you know? I'll use Facebook as an example. It's just social media in general. Like you get these people that'll go on and comment and get on these massive threads and really, you know, and it's just cesspool. And it's like, when are these people gonna go? What am I without this?
Yeah.
What am I without ranting or, you know, saying this on this thing? Because you start to think of, you stop, you know, you take yourself back, and then you realize like, I can be a good human to this person. I can be a good human to. I don't have the same beliefs as this person. You know what I mean? But you know, why does that need to stop us from being, you know, or respecting each other?
Yeah.
Or you know anything like that? You know, I don't think. And again, it goes back to this group thing that like people don't know themselves without this group.
Yeah.
You know, instead of like forget a group. You don't need to be a group.
Right.
You need to be an individual. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
Be an individual. Be a good human. You know what I mean? And you understand that by just being understanding yourself individually.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think, you know, it's easy to fall into like a group because like, oh, your friend's there, or you know, so and so is there, and you're like, oh, I want to be like him. And so you're like, and then you realize you're like, that's not me at all. You like look in the mirror one day, you're like,
dude,
what am I
Like,
wearing?
what am I? I realized that with punk, man, with the way I would dress and stuff, you know. And I was like, man, I just really like wearing jeans and t-shirts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I don't have to dress like that.
Yeah.
Just give me some Vans jeans and a band t-shirt and I'm good. I was like, I don't need to wear these freaking, you know, studded spikes and boots and, you know, stuff like that. You know, I could enjoy the music comfortably. You know what I mean? Like, course. You know what I mean? You know, it's just. But
like you don't need to wear cowboy boots and a hat. We get it. You like country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we get it. You like country. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I listen to country. I got to do this. I listen to punk. I got to rock like this. I listen to metal. And like, even people in those scenes, like there's times where people have said to me, like, you know, oh, you're punk. I wouldn't. You don't look like you're punk. What the
fuck does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
the
what?
thing that I hate is like, you're Jewish. You don't look Jewish. What is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, exactly. What is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean? You know what I mean? You think that it has to have this look? Yeah. You know what I mean? You have to do these certain things just to be that? Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's like I think it comes down to like, I think it comes down to like stereotypes too, because it's like people
I break so many of them.
Yeah, like assimilate certain groups of people like to act or look a certain way. So it's like when you're not a part of that norm, you're like, huh.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like that.
man, I've taken a lot of smoke since I was a kid. Ever since I, started listening to Korn. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've always taken that smoke from people. I've always had people make fun of me for, being a cheerleader, skateboarding or listening to heavy metal and punk rock. Like I've dealt with that for years. So when people try to do it now, like I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like and it's and like they feel dumb because like I don't give them a reaction.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like literally I don't do this for you.
Right.
This ain't about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whenever people make fun of me about like trying to make fun of me about something, I go, this ain't about you. You know what I mean? Like I just say that to them and they're like,
Yeah, they're like, fuck, I'm lost too.
yeah, exactly. Like, cause like, I do strictly because like it gives me a certain feeling that helps me release something about myself or understand something about myself. Like I have this connection with it. You know what I mean? And it's so funny when people as adults, like really like they try to make fun of like, oh, you wearing that, you know what I mean? And you don't know why that person's wearing that, and it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. I think that's one of the, like doing things like that. Like I think Chris D'Elia's really good at because he'll wear like the dumbest shit, and he's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he doesn't care. He
doesn't care. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like you, like if you're really doing it for you, like like what people say about it means nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons too. I'm finally getting to a place where I'm just like I don't know if it's like I don't give a shit, but it's like I don't care about the other side. Like if I am feeling like a fear, like why not just face that fear instead of like going home and regretting it? Like, oh, I should have done it.
Yeah.
And so like it would have been this like if I knew if I went home from that concert and I didn't get up there after they said come on, like I would have been so mad at myself.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's like why not just do it? And if you fail, like at least you tried to do it. At least you did that thing that you've always wanted to do.
Exactly. Yeah, man. People are funny.
Yeah.
I know. And it all goes back to discovering who you are.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things like I've been
and that's another thing. And if you understand that, you don't have to go, why is that person why is he a black dude wearing a Korn t-shirt?
Yeah.
You would never have to do that.
Yeah.
You would never have to do that.
Yeah.
You know? Because you're just like, oh, okay, hell yeah, that's what that person does.
Yeah. It's just what he's into.
That's just what that person's into. You know, I'm never walking around here like, man, why is she?
Yeah, it's like it's
so
funny.
boring, and it's like energy. Like I don't want to throw any energy into that.
Yeah, it's fucking. You don't need that negativity.
Yeah, like why would I set myself up for that? You just setting yourself up to be annoyed and disappointed at something. That's how I think of sports fans.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I'm like, you just disappointing yourself all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why I never understood sports culture because I
still
never
don't.
get into. Yeah,
I mean, like I watch basketball because I think it's fast paced.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I just think it's fascinating and cool what they all do. But I'm not sitting here like, man, fuck that dude. You know what I mean? It's like
I've seen the videos of people freaking out.
Yeah, and it's like what?
Yeah. It's like someone just died.
Yeah, and it's like it's always someone that has no athletic ability. And those are the people that always try to make fun of me about cheer. I'm like, you have no athletic ability, so why are you in this conversation with me? Yeah. And I'm like, at least I was able to do something and be good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like you know what I mean? That always cracks me up when people. It's always someone that like didn't get far in the sport that they played. Yeah. And
they're
like,
just a little jealous of yours.
Yeah, I'm like, bitch, I did it at the highest level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I got rings and shit.
Cool.
Who are you gonna brag about? You played with Steph Curry in Little League. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, is that all you got to say? Like, just people.
Do you find that like people say that type of stuff with comedy? Like, oh, I could do that. Like, it's how hard can it be? You know? Like,
oh yeah, I hear that type of shit. I go for it.
Yeah.
Wait till people don't laugh at you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get that feeling. And if you're comfortable with that feeling, then keep going. But if you ain't, you're just going to struggle.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because I feel like, I don't know, like, because you hear people all the time, you're like, you know, on, like, oh, how hard could it be to stand up there and make people laugh?
And I always,
or you're like, or someone's like, dude, you're really funny. You should get up there. You know,
yeah,
like,
that's how I got into comedy.
oh, really?
It was a dare.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I was like, I dare you to do it. And I was like, say I won't. And they're like, you won't. I'm like, all right.
Oh,
And then I did it.
that's awesome.
Yeah, because I never wanted to be a comedian.
Okay.
I didn't.
I was actually going to ask you that.
Yeah. I never wanted to be a comedian, and I didn't understand anything about comedy. The only thing I knew of comedy was Eddie Murphy Raw and Dave Chappelle's Killing Them Softly. Was the only thing I knew. That was it wasn't like I thought like, oh, this is something I could do.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, this, like I just thought it was funny things.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it on a level like what these dudes took the time to really go out there and create and, you know, do this stuff. I just thought it was funny things. I'm like, this is so funny.
Yeah. That's how I thought about filmmaking. I didn't, because I kind of just happened into it. I'm sure I made like dumb little stupid films with my friends in high school.
Yeah.
Like I used my MacBook and we pointed the camera like,
yeah,
but I didn't know how to do it. And when I decided to become a director, I was watching Tarantino's Django.
Okay.
And halfway through it, I'm like, I don't know how to do this, but I want to do this.
Yeah.
And so I just switched to film. And like, so I had no idea what it took, what it meant to do. I just knew that I wanted to be a part of that world. And so it's crazy, like when to start doing it, and you're like, oh shit, this is actually a lot of work. And you can't just like do it. You have to practice and craft it.
So much. Yeah. There's so much in the stand up. I mean, there's a lot to it with, you know, finding that creative sense, you know, where your creative drive is from. A lot of it's from my anger, you know, and you know, and then I get to the journaling, and then I read back at all this stuff, and I, you know, and I just find it in there. I find it in that journaling, you know,
awesome.
and you know, I like after my brother passed, I tried to like journal and stuff before, but I just kept ripping pages out because it was just a lot of it was just too tough to read, so I struggled for years.
Yeah.
But then I moved here, and then I really got back into it.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? I really took the time to like, you know, because I was like, man, it's a big city. So many people out here doing comedy. What do I need to know about me?
Yeah.
So I'm able to just, you know,
Yeah.
throw that out there. You know?
Yeah. I mean, what else?
It's a simple format, but it's a very tough format.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, it's so. I mean, I feel like it can be hard to like get your thoughts out there, especially because you try to convince yourself of that, like it's better or you know it's not what it is.
Yeah,
and it's like if you just be honest, and because I journal too, and so I've like gone through many different forms of it. And there's times where you just do the bullshit like I did this today, and it's like and I was like, that's not doing anything for me. I'm just like, cool. It's cool to know that I had lunch with my buddy 6 years, you know, maybe.
Yeah.
But so now I just do like, thoughts. Like if I like some depending on the size of my journal. I used to have one that was like a little pocket size one. So if I had like, I'm like, oh, that's cool, or like that's what I'm thinking. I'll just jot down a thought.
Yeah.
And
and that's exactly what I do. So like I go in my notes in my phone, and I just if there's a thought, like I just throw it in there.
Yeah.
And then I go to my journal and I write about that thought, you know, and so I just lay it all out that way. Right. And then and bring it out into this big form of what I'm really trying to say with it. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I think everyone's creative process is different. And, you know, whatever helps you. I mean,
yeah,
you know, might as well.
Yeah, exactly. And like, if people ask me like, you know, comedy advice all the time, and I'm like, man, just I always say just take the time. I'm like, I always say be a good person and then be good on stage. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, literally, you know, because like my biggest goal every time I go to do a show is to just do really good on stage. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not looking for anything like out of it, more so just like going up on stage and just really kicking ass and having fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's like,
I mean, because that's all. I mean, because I feel like a lot of stuff is about being in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're just worried about what might come after, then the now part isn't going to do well.
Exactly. And because I heard this thing on the radio where this guy was talking about animals. Animals strictly live for the moment.
Yeah.
They're not thinking in the past, and they're not thinking forward.
Right.
That's like they're the one thing that really lives in the moment. And it's like, oh, we could do that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I mean, it's a little bit tougher. You know what I mean? But like I apply that with like being on stage, like being in that moment.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
I think the most weird, I mean, I just think very outside the box, I guess. I don't know how the hell I think. I just do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm thinking. Now I sound like an animal.
Yeah.
It just goes. It just goes. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See? This is I'm in the moment. Because I was trying to think about like, it's like, no, be in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the
I mean,
moment.
it's easy to like slip out of it and just think about yesterday or 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But like you were saying before, it's like, what is that gonna do? What is that like for me? What is that really gonna? It already happened. As long as it doesn't pertain to, in a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that's how I think of it. Like I was abused before, but I'm not now.
Yeah.
I always think of it like this, like people that get like easily offended. All right. I think of it like this.
You mean like everybody?
Yeah, like everybody. People that like, because like, one, it takes a lot to like truly offend me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because like I don't throw my energy that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, when someone says something, I don't become sensitive to it because I'm like, do I really need to throw my energy that way?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like
you're gonna start arguments for nothing.
Yeah, for nothing. Like what am I gonna do? Just constantly, just sit in this argument and keep, and it's not elevating anywhere. Or I could just like go,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
it's easy. A lot of people, it's like, and I've been through so much in my life, to where I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I ain't gonna get mad at that. Like I don't care.
I mean, yeah, you
Like I've heard people make jokes about suicide. My best friend, he committed suicide. I've heard people make jokes about that, but it doesn't like, because it has nothing to do with me.
Right.
It really has nothing to do with me. They're not talking about my friend.
Right.
He just happened to do something that they're talking about, the topic they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like they're not, it doesn't hurt me because I know they're not trying to hurt him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just, and I know it's hard for people to think that way, and it's not easy.
No,
it's taken me a lot to do that.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But like, it literally has nothing to.
Yeah, I mean, it's
do with me.
It is so easy because you see it all the time. People are like, "Well, he means me," but
yeah, and it's like,
especially if you're on stage talking to like 70 people. It's like,
it's like
I'm
you really think this is about you?
Yeah.
It's not about you.
Yeah.
See, there's that saying you get. It's not about you.
Yeah.
It really isn't. It's not about you.
Yeah.
like
people are fucked up with the way they think. It's I feel like everyone thinks everything's about them. Like everything happens for, it's like,
that why me?
Yeah.
Why me? No,
yeah.
It ain't
It's
about
a stupid way to think.
Yeah, it is.
I
feel like you got some tough questions there. What you got?
We pretty much covered them all. I mean, just flowing with it. You kind of hit all my topics.
What is?
I'm trying to see if I have anything that I haven't asked you yet. I have some dumb ones too.
What are they?
Like this one, I don't even remember writing this. I was like, do you think being funny can be learned, or are you just born being funny?
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Do you think? I mean, like, do you
both.
think some people are naturally
Both?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like someone could take a comedy class and catch it. They
Okay.
go, oh,
Yeah.
you
That
know what I mean?
makes sense, yeah.
So I think both.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh. I had this question. But we kind of went over it. It said, so last week before you didn't show up.
Oh, why you gotta say it like that? Now I'm offended.
Just playing. I had this dream the night before that I was about to perform like comedy on stage, and then it was like it happened in my the green room was my bedroom, but there was like couches and stuff. And they're like, "Hey, you ready?" And I'm like, I'm fucking nervous, and I just still went out there, and then I woke up, and I was like, I'm gonna have to talk about that because then it led into the do you get nervous?
No,
but you already answered it. So.
What else you got there?
I noticed that you in your pictures you kind of do like a pose.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that like something you're trying to get viral, or
no.
Is this
So that pose, I call it the stacked fist. That's from my dad when he was in prison and in gangs and stuff, and that was like the OG stance.
Okay.
That's why I do.
Gotcha.
It. Yeah. So I take it after my dad.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, we reconnected when I'm 29 or I'm 31. When I was 29, we reconnected. And I always knew about him, but I didn't know about like anything really about him. And so I just reached out to him, and like we just talked a lot. And he did 17 years in prison and stuff like that. And so it's so funny because like the dude's so cool, and I look up to him, a lot. And now I feel like just because he went to prison, I feel like I did too. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, like I feel like I have this like prison toughness to me that I've built up in me now that it's non-existent, but in my mind, dude, it's real. Yeah. Okay, so that's why I stacked the fist.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Because I see like you have pictures where people are doing it with you too.
Yeah. Dalia did it with me. Yeah.
I saw it. So I was like, is that just something you're trying to start, or what?
No.
It's just different meaning.
Yeah, it's just that because a lot of my dad's pictures of him in prison is like him and his homies. They're like,
gotcha.
I'm like, okay, that's what I need to do.
Gotcha. It's cool though. I mean,
it's
unique.
Thing.
So.
And I don't know why I chose that.
Yeah,
because I just think I don't know. I guess I just thought it was dope.
That's funny. Because I stalked you the other day just to see if there was something I could like come up with, and I noticed like you do it with Chris, and then you started doing it. I'm like then you're in an elevator by yourself doing it. What is it?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so
that's all it is. It's just, and it makes sense because I like hate posing for pictures, so I just
it's an introvert thing.
Introvert thing. It's just like, here we go. You know what I mean? And then one thing, you know what else I hate? And then I can't believe you bringing out my anger right now. I hate group photos. I'm like, why so many people got to be in a photo like that? Why, man? Like, what? Get everybody out of quit trying to gather everybody. Unless it's like a team photo, I get it. Family photo, I get it. But when you're like out with like a bunch of friends, like,
and you make the waitress do it?
Yeah. Stop asking people to take this group ass photo. No. Sit down. Get your own. You don't need a group photo.
My grandpa was like that. He would walk around with the camera like, okay, everybody, let's take a photo.
He's like that. Oh,
hey,
man.
Grandpa, we just took 12.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, no, I'm not doing no group photo. 4 people, I'm good. But like
enough to get in the selfie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can get a selfie. Yeah, I hate group photos so much. Every time I don't know. There was one night I was falling asleep and I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I hate group photos. Then I went to sleep. Yeah, literally, I hate group photos, and then I was just like, all right,
You know what I hate? Quiche.
Yeah, literally. That's how my mind works. This shit that I'm like, man, this is so dumb.
That's funny.
What else you got on there?
So I had an interaction with someone the other. Do you have? So I'm gonna rephrase this. Do you have any game? Like, I know you said you had a girlfriend, but do you have? If you were single, do you have? As an introverted person, do you have game? Because I don't at all.
You know what,
Jocelyn
man?
knows.
You know what? And we don't even blast our like relationship or anything like that, or really talk about anything.
Because I didn't even know you were in a relationship.
Exactly.
I thought, because I saw a picture with like you and a girl. I think it's probably is your girlfriend, but I'm like, I wonder that maybe he just has like a friend that he hangs out with, so it's like
exactly.
And we also don't really know each other that well yet.
But at the same time, I was a cheerleader, so I know a lot of girls.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure that helped.
But no, like the thing is like, man, okay, so I cheered for so long. I cheered for 12 years.
Oh, so good.
And the thing is like, man, most dudes don't know how to talk to women.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
don't.
and I'm not talking about this in a game sense, like of like, but like I've realized, like I've been around women so long that I realize like, oh, they don't like that. You probably shouldn't do that. You know, don't talk to them like that. You know what I mean? Like, and like I don't know, like I'm not like this. I don't have this specialty game type shit. Like, first of all, this is my first relationship ever. I've never had a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Because like, you know, for years I was like, why would I want to bring someone into my own shittiness? You know what I mean? Like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just peed in my homie's car. Like, why would I have a girlfriend?
Yeah. She don't need to see that.
Yeah, she don't need to see that. And then I got to go home to her being mad at me and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
so mad at you, I pissed myself.
Yeah, exactly. Like literally, I would do something like that. You know who I had to go home to? Me. Yeah. You know what I mean? I would just think about it, lay down, go to sleep. You know, the next day, homie might be mad, but fuck it. You know what I mean? And I had that's just how, like, you know, again, that was like the person was like, hey, they got to deal with that. You know what I mean? But I want to bring someone else like a girlfriend into that because she'd be constantly mad, and then you know I just all that stuff, and I don't know, like, so yeah, I don't have game.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Like, no, yeah.
I don't.
I'm not a game guy. You know, I don't know. I've never been like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So last like a week ago or so, like probably last Monday, there's this new restaurant that opened right by where I work. Yeah. And so me and a couple of guys who went down there, and there's this really pretty cashier, and I'm like, oh, she's really pretty. She got really pretty eyes. I should tell her. And I didn't. And so I come back. So I come back a few days later, and I'm like, today I'm going to tell her. And I'm like, you have really pretty eyes. And she goes, oh, thanks. I'm like, and then I'm like, yes, I did it. And that was it. And so that was like Thursday. Yeah. And then today I go back in there for lunch, and I'm like, I got food. And then I'm like, oh, thanks. But I'm like, so I didn't really come in here just for food. I thought you were really pretty. Do you want to go out with me? Or do you want to go out this week? And she goes, oh, I have a boyfriend.
Damn. Yeah. So you know what it is, man.
But I did it.
I'll give you. He was nervous telling the damn story. He's over here sweating and shit. I'm like, bro, calm down.
I'm Jewish. Out. I just sweat.
Yeah, no. Just cause. Like, so I went in there and then I told her, and then I said, you have really pretty eyes.
It's like she's standing in here.
You know, based off of, you know, from cheerleading and stuff like that, and like, you know, just being friends with so many girls. I think with women, that I think they appreciate when you notice something different about them that they don't hear all the time. Yeah. So she probably if she has pretty eyes, she probably hears that all the time. So it's like,
yeah, makes sense.
Duh. You know what I mean? Like something like that like not an everyday person would catch. It's probably something.
Gotcha. You have a really nice shade of blonde.
I don't know about that.
Dude, I'm reaching.
Yeah, you're working on it. No, yeah, man. And like, you know, I've never been that dude where I was just like, yeah, I'm here to spit game. Yeah, let's get. You know, I've just never been that guy. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Neither have I.
Yeah, like I said, I've been single until I was 31. You know what I mean?
My first girlfriend and my only one that I've had was because we had been friends for years. And then, after 4 years of knowing her, or 2 or I don't know, however long it was, but we just kind of let's do it and see how it works out. Yeah, and then lasts a couple years, but you know, it's like that's how it was.
Yeah, let it organically happen. You know what I mean? I let it, I let it build for 31 years, but you know, hey, something. You know what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, you ain't got it. Yeah.
I just, get friend zoned.
Because the thing is like, man, like in all my, like a lot of my friends were like, you're a red flag to a lot of women because you've never been in a relationship. And I said, no, I ain't. Because you know who the red flag people are? The people that have been in multiple relationships. Yeah. Those are the red flag people. You know what I mean? Like just constant relationships back and back,
I
like
that. Yeah.
Like it's like someone that's had like multiple jobs within a year. bruh, it ain't the job. You know what I mean? Like it ain't.
Yeah, the job was shitty.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so I can't reach
Yeah.
out. So I cannot reach out to Jonathan. You said, you know what I mean? Like it's like, come on, man, get up out of here. I ain't no red flag. If anything, I'm a G.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I did. Yeah, exactly. Because I literally I did all my shittiness on my own.
Yeah.
You know, solo. You know, like how many people I have friends, dumbass friends I have that are still, you know, doing stupid shit in relationships. I'm like, bro, you didn't fuck up enough on an individual level.
Yeah.
You know, you do that. You know what I mean? And like, cause you just bringing someone in your shittiness, and you just, you know, burning bridges after bridges after bridges. Yeah. What bridges have I burned in a relationship?
None yet.
No, yeah, no. But
all of them. That's why no one knows.
But yeah, like it's just like you know,
yeah.
It's like I don't, There's, I don't think there's a game thing. I was never like that.
Gotcha.
Like, it's been gay. You know, I mean, like
I just had that question because
no, it's it's
because you're black.
Yeah. But no, man, I don't know, like,
yeah. It'll happen. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, it'll happen. You know what I mean? Like, like you ain't gotta force. You ain't gotta force nothing.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, like
if you force it, you know.
It's like like someone going up and like, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why like I feel truly blessed. You know, I'm not saying that I've been like the perfect person. You know what I mean? Because like I said, like I was drinking and I was unconscious to a lot of things. But like I am truly blessed because I was a competitive cheerleader. I am truly blessed. Like I realized that more so as an adult, and seeing everything that's been going on the internet with like, the Me Too movement and stuff like that. And, because I do think it is a real thing. You know what I mean? Because like, even the girls that I've cheered with, like, like I'm saying, like a lot of them are my friends. Mm-hmm. And even my friend, like my male friends are like, how can you just be friends with her? Like, she's so hot. Like you don't want to like, and it's like, no, I genuinely think she's a cool person. Yeah. Like I don't need to like, like I just never been, and I'm truly blessed that, like that I, haven't been that kind of person, cause I just gotten a certain understanding of like women to where it's like, hey, don't do that. They don't like that. It's like when every time a dude asks me like, yo, so when you hold those cheerleaders up, are you like, rubbing? It's like, that's sexual assault. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like people, and they just don't understand that. Like, yo, that
right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's sexual assault. Do that to someone on the football team, and see what kind of reaction you get. Right. And that's not like, it's not like you can't just do that.
I mean, something like that happened to me when I used to wrestle in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So
to you?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So there was this one match. It was against Brophy.
Hey.
And so the dude stuck his finger in my ass and he tried to like throw me off guard.
Oh man!
And so I literally whispered in his ear, "Like fuck you," and I flipped him on his back. I got so mad.
Did you win?
I won.
Hell yeah!
And I led us to state. So
oh damn!
So but I mean, it's like,
but it's like that's what I'm saying. Like it's like you can't like, I can't tell you how many times I get that kind of question, and it's like the first question I get from a dude, and it's like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You literally like, I can't just sit there and like, oh yeah, like she's above me, I see her booty, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
there's probably no time to even like look up.
Yeah, because exactly. Like it's like, yo, I'm holding a human above my head. The last thing I'm trying to do,
and you have to smile.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly. Last thing I'm trying to do is make her feel good in the air and be like, ooh, I ain't trying to. No. I'm trying to hold her up and not fall. You know what I mean? Like it's some acrobatic shit. I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? Like people don't get that. I'm like, bruh, no, you can't do that, and it's not safe. You know what I mean? Like it's just dumb. It's like I'm like, like these dudes, I'm like, yo, think about that if you were playing your sport or whatever, and like some dude did that to you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want that, and they don't want that either.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just people are whack. People can be lame, but yeah, it's still to this day, I'm like, rethink that question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to yourself. Step aside and then come back to me and see if that was a question you should ask.
Yeah.
Me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I feel like people should do that more. Just like when you get dumb questions or stuff.
Exactly.
Like,
that's all you have to do.
Think about
like,
it.
I'm not going to argue with
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? Because obviously, I come to an understanding that you're not aware.
Yeah.
Go ahead, step away.
Yeah.
You know, you can come
You
back.
ignorant fuck.
Yeah, exactly. That's all. Then that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, that's the subtext.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like step back. You know, collect them thoughts. Really think about it. Yeah, try again. You know, it's like a video game. Oh, you fucked up. You know what I mean? But yeah, you can try it again.
Yeah.
Try again.
Everyone gets one though.
Yeah, everyone gets one. Yeah. How many lives you get on Mario?
I don't know. 3, maybe. I don't know.
What is it? I don't play video games, but I just assume y'all did. No? Whatever.
Sometimes. I mean, that guy over there does.
Oh.
I don't know about Mario.
Yeah, well, I don't know any other video games. Bro, I haven't owned a TV since 2011.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because TVs make me mad. Bro, the technology with TVs now, I'm like, I'd rather not. That's too much.
Yeah.
Like, you just give me that's all I needed. Like, that was easy. It was so easy. Yeah, I had to get up and turn it, but yay. I didn't care. Now I got to figure out everything on a dumb remote.
I feel you.
I don't even like having a damn phone sometimes.
I was going to ask you
mad at
because I saw you had an iPhone.
Yeah, I get mad at it. I'm like, what? And they're coming out with new stuff all the time, and I'm like, I can't keep up.
Yeah.
Wait for me.
I don't think anyone
but
can
I
keep
guess
up.
it's not about me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, dude. Why you?
yeah, why me? Yeah, why me? Little TVs, fuck them. I haven't had one. Yeah, I haven't had one year 2011.
That's crazy.
I
feel like I need to do that. I wouldn't be wasting so much time.
Yeah, because I'm just like, it's just too much. I'm like, where's the buttons at?
Yeah.
And then I got to search for these buttons, and then you get this remote that just.
Yeah. And then
I was at my folks' house this past weekend, and I had to have my sister help me out with the Netflix thing because I don't know how to.
Yeah, my little sister, she's 10, and I'm like, my dad was like, here, do the TV. I'm like, I don't know. I don't live here.
Yeah, I don't
gave
know
it to my little sister.
It's just so weird, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Like this big, too.
Yeah, why they gotta do that?
But then she just picks it up and goes, Netflix, and it switches to Netflix.
Oh, man. Let's do a new subject.
Yeah.
TVs are making me mad. What else you got?
Not much else.
What does that say?
Which? Where? This one?
Yeah, what is that?
I was last night. I drove back last night at I got in at 1:30 in the morning, and I saw this fucking streak of light. I'm like, that's an alien. So I was gonna.
Bro, how can
Dude,
I?
It was literally
I ask
two
you?
streaks of light that went pew.
No, but what's the question?
It was just a spaceship / aliens.
Bruh, I literally only hear white people talk about spaceships and aliens all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm all about I
dude.
fucks with a lot of white culture, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big Oasis geek, so but man, spaceships. Every time I hear about it, I go.
All right,
I'm just
gonna delete it.
Yeah, you delete that one. Man, I shouldn't even.
Dude, yeah. Try
Yeah,
again. I'll come back and try again. Dude, that one I sent a funny text, or I thought it was hilarious. I want to see what you thought. So I had a friend, and I knew her from Arizona, and recently I texted her. I was like, "Hey, let's hang out, catch up," and she goes, "Oh yeah, definitely, but just full disclosure, I have a boyfriend," and I'm like. Oh, yeah. Or I'm like, oh, awesome. Me too. A boyfriend, I mean. I thought it was funny. Yeah. Clearly it's not.
Did y'all have any previous?
No. We knew each other. We were friendly. Nothing else.
I wonder why she needed to put that
Yeah.
out there.
That's why I was like, That's why it's just like, fuck it, you know? Like, why are you telling?
It's like, hey, we've been friends.
Yeah.
We've been friends for a while. Like,
I think she liked me, but, you know, it's like I
maybe maybe it's one of those things where the boyfriend probably just doesn't, or he looks through her phone. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a different one.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey.
So I sent that back.
Yeah, we just.
And then nothing. So.
Then
then
damn.
Nothing. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I thought I was being funny.
That's a different one. Because, I mean, you came off y'all been friends, right?
Yeah. We know each. I mean, we're not like good friends, but we've known each other for a while.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know.
So that didn't happen this weekend.
No.
Yeah. Dang. I'm sorry about that one.
Whatever.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not sorry about it.
Dude, why me, dude?
Yeah. No, I mean, but and then that's another thing though. Like, girls in this day and age feel like they have to do that. You know, like have to like throw that out there because like the way dudes can be. You know what I mean? Like that's another thing too. Like I get her in, and also I get your end of like the confusion because it's like, yo, we just been friends.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
I'm just trying to make more friends out here.
Yeah, like if you never like if there was never any previous like
no. Yeah.
Yeah, then
so
damn.
That's why it was weird, but
what'd you do?
I have no idea.
That's
so,
oh man.
I don't know. So like what do you have any like big goals or things that you inspire to do with comedy, or right now you're just kind of riding it and see where it goes?
Just keep discovering myself. Yeah, I mean, just continue to discover who I am through these outlets.
That's awesome.
You know, and that's what these outlets have been doing for me, really helping me to really understand more and more about Shapel Lacey.
That's great.
You know, so that's like the main goal, is to understand myself. It's like I don't have any like materialistic goal. I don't have any like, you know, I want a house. I want to, you know, I want to do theaters. Big ass tour. You know what I mean? Because I mean the stuff will happen when it happens.
Right.
But as long as I'm continue to understand who I am, that's what I'm happy
I
with.
feel you. Yeah, I mean, it all will happen when it's supposed to.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
You know, everyone's like, "What's your dream car?" I'm like, I don't know, Jeep Wrangler '99, if you will. You know, because that's what I used to have.
I have no 08.
Oh, you have an 08? Oh, okay. Yeah.
His joke, he always says, he always looks at me and goes, "You look like you drive a Jeep."
You look, no, specifically Jeep Wrangler.
Or Jeep Wrangler.
Oh,
What about him?
You're wearing flannel.
That's not
Bro, you know how many times people are like, "Oh, you drive a Jeep? That's so white." I'm like, "What? Only white people can drive Jeeps?" I want to drive too. Come on, like what?
You can talk about aliens too.
I know. Fucking
My bad.
every time someone brings it, I'm like,
I wrote it down. I wrote
my
it down
homie,
too.
One of my homies, he's always bringing up like the zombie apocalypse, zombie. I'm like, who the fuck? What?
I don't believe in that.
Yeah. What? You just think dead people?
Yeah. Well, I wrote it down too as I was driving. I'm like, I probably shouldn't mention any of this, and I just kept it in there.
The zombie thing?
No, the alien thing.
Oh.
I literally was like, I don't think I should say this, but I didn't delete it.
Every time I hear stuff like that, I get so mad.
Have you ever gone to Sedona?
No.
Okay.
Lived in Arizona all my life, never been to Sedona.
That's all. There's like shops that have like aliens out there.
So
I'd
probably be heated.
Just like avoid some of the. If you ever do go, avoid some of like the shopping areas. Just go hiking and shit. Not even that. Yeah. Some of it's a little weird.
That shit annoys me. That's how you wanted to end this?
No, I don't want to annoy you, dude.
Fucking aliens and zombies and shit. Homie's always talking about that. I'm like, bro, bring up another fucking dumb zombie thing. And I swear to God, he's like, you know, this is what I would do. And, just because you saw a movie?
Yeah, it's not going to happen, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Just because you saw a movie? Gosh.
Do you have like any people that inspire you, whether they're comedians?
Henry Rollins.
Who? Sorry?
Henry Rollins.
I'm not familiar.
Kidding.
I told you before, I'm like not deep into shit. You know?
So Henry Rollins is a spoken word artist, human rights activist. He was the last lead singer of my favorite band, Black Flag, which was like the punk band that like did it for me, that really got me to understand like how to really like just stand up and think for myself and really stand for my beliefs and stuff like that. But he's done his career with Black Flag, and then he went on and did his own solo career with Rollins Band, and then he started doing spoken word, and he goes around and speaks. He travels like a lot. He travels all over, and then he does a tour about basically what he traveled about. And like, he's one of those dudes that like, if someone's like, hey, don't go there, that that's a bad area, he's like, he'll go there, and because he's all about search and destroy.
Gotcha.
And that's like, going out there and really understanding the world. Mm-hmm. The more he can understand about the world, the more he can be understanding of others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like his thing. And he just goes and he'll speak for like 3 hours on stage, but it's the most interesting thing in the world because he has so much to say and so much to report back. And it makes you really think on another level. You know what I mean? And he's just one of those dudes that's just, and like his anger is what I connected
Gotcha.
with. I was like, I saw his anger, and because I saw it in one of his performances with Black Flag. I was like, oh shit. I was like that was the first thing I said. I was like, I like that guy. I was like, that I get that guy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel that. You know what I mean? And so I've always just connected with him and followed a lot of things he's done. I've seen him speak twice, and each time it's just, man, I just feel like I like another fucking boost in my life.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
And,
and so he's been that dude. Look him up. He's really,
I will.
He's really intense. You know what I mean? Some people aren't ready for it. You know what I mean? But he's I don't know. He's just a solid dude.
Have you met him, or you just?
Yeah, I've met him. He's all about people, man. Mm-hmm. He's all about the people. He's all about just really, I don't know. He's just an intelligent dude, and he's a hard worker. The dude works his ass off. Like, he'll do a tour. Mm-hmm. Some people like have a day off in a certain city. He doesn't do that.
Damn, that's awesome.
He doesn't do that at all. Like, he's giving you 100% him. He's a guy that just goes 100%. He does not stop. He's got a work ethic, like, because he comes from minimum wage mm-hmm. work. You know what I mean? And then he joined Black Flag, and then he's also done movies and stuff like that. Did you ever see Sons of Anarchy?
No, I've seen an episode or two.
He was in season 2 of Sons of Anarchy and stuff like that. So he does acting and stuff like that. And he works so hard because he knows exactly what he could go back to.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
That's a good motivator.
Exactly. And that like, I just feel that.
Yeah.
And then I first discovered him through a homie when I was 14, I think. Yeah, 14 years old. And ever since then, I've just followed him ever since.
That's awesome.
So that's like the dude that I like look up to. I don't look up to like a specific actor or comedian
Gotcha.
or anything like that, really. But yeah, that dude is like something that I really like, just, I don't know, connect with.
Yeah.
And my anger management teacher in college actually used Henry Rollins to help me with my anger.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's cool.
I would show him these videos, and like, I'm like, man, look at this video of Henry, and then he would break it down for me, and then
that's cool.
Help me understand.
That's awesome.
Things. And that made me have even more of a connection,
mm-hmm.
With Henry, like to just. So every time I get a chance to see him speak, I go and do that.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah. So that's yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I think it's always good to have a form of something, whether it's a person, anything that just inspires you. Like even if it's like a picture, because sometimes that's it. It's just like a photo of something.
Something simple.
And as long as you can connect with whatever that its message it's sending you, then that's all it takes.
A lot of his messages, I'm like,
I think that's what a lot is missing right now. People are not connecting, or they're having a hard time trying to find people to connect with.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of people that are lost.
Yeah, you really do, and you got a lot of people lost, a lot of people angry, upset. You know what I mean? And no one knows why, because they're not looking.
Yeah, or they're trying to please the group.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, do you really need to post this? Like, it's like couples that I hate to bring. I'll bring it. I don't give a damn. like I just take the social media aspect. Like couples that really post a lot about their relationship on like social media.
Yeah.
It's like you could just keep it to yourselves.
Yeah, we don't give a shit.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's I don't know. I just feel like at times it's like for this validation.
Yeah.
For people to go, oh, oh, you guys are so cute. And it's like you feel like you need to hear that. And it's like you can hear that from each other.
Yeah. Well, that's all. That's because that's all that matters. It's like even for yourself, like you don't need other validation as long as you feel that you did good. Or you'll feel it in your heart. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I just think stuff like that. And you know what else I hate? I'll say another hate thing. All right.
I hate weddings. Bro,
the ideas of them, or just weddings? It's all of it,
bro. Every time I'm at, like, first of all, I don't go to weddings no more, because every time I'm there, I'm like, why am I here? Why am I really here? Yeah. This has nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, I'm not saying I don't like the people, that are getting married and stuff like that, but I just don't give a fuck about their love, I'm just saying. I'm not saying I don't like you.
No, I know it.
But like, and it's like at the same time, why would you want me to care?
Yeah. Because yeah. Well, if you break it down, it's all about like they're all there to show. Like it's basically like the social media thing. It's like
validation.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough to get me to go to a wedding. Very tough.
What would it take?
I almost told my sister
a couple $100,000.
Oh,
to go to a wedding.
No, you couldn't pay me for that. Because every time I'm just sitting there, I'm like, man, what?
Is that what you would wear?
Yeah. Bro, literally, that's the only reason why I went to my sister. I'm going to my sister's wedding. Because I was like, because I was like, I hate weddings.
Yeah.
I'd say it all the time. And then she's like, it's going to be the most simple thing. You can wear whatever. You can come there comfortable. And she was like, it's going to be quick. And I'm like, all right. You got me. But I was like,
in and out in 20.
Yeah, like literally, I was like, I leave right after. I said, yep. I said, all right.
Well, that's what's up.
Yeah. I'll show when and right before you go on.
Yeah.
What time you on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
what time you headlining?
Yeah, what time you headlining? Seriously, you know what I mean? I just, and I'm just saying, I'm not saying I don't like the people. But it's just so hard for me to give a fuck about anyone's love. Yeah. like to be like, oh, to someone else's like relationship. I don't know. I just can't do that. Yeah. I'm like, why do I? You see that Steve and Karen are getting married? Look at them. Look at her walk down the aisle in that dress.
Like fucking crying.
Yeah, like I'm like, why are you crying?
Reminds me
what?
Reminds me of an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Have you ever seen that show? Oh, so there's an episode where there's a funeral and this woman is just bawling, and Larry David's just like, can you keep it down? It's too much. It's too much.
That's hilarious.
Who are you crying for?
Who are you crying for? That's what I'm saying. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I just always been that way.
Yeah.
It's tough for me to like. I get it. You're in love. Yeah. That's cool. I'm not saying that's not cool. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. Do it if you want to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't need to be there.
Just go to a courthouse.
Yeah, go to courthouse. Go over there. You can do what you do. You don't need me for this. This your love. This your love.
Just say you'll just return the thing and say I'll be there and just don't show up.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people I know. They're gonna listen to this. And they're gonna be mad and upset. But don't you get mad and upset, okay? Because your love has nothing to do with me. Think about it. Step away for like 2 minutes, really think about it, and then come back to me and go, "You're right."
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But think about it. If you don't show up, will someone notice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe your sister might, but like anyone else,
I'm not saying I don't like you.
I'm not gonna be on the altar and be like, "Where the fuck is Shapel?"
Yeah, exactly.
We gotta stop. I need to.
That's like at my comedy show. If someone doesn't show up, I'm not like, "Damn, where they at?" I sent them the invite. You know what I mean?
Stop your whole set.
Yeah, they RSVP'd. I don't need you there.
Yeah.
You don't have to if you don't want to. You know what I mean? Like, you come if you want. But like, I'm not forcing you to be there. You know what I mean? Because there'll already be an audience. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
Exactly.
You already got an audience.
Yeah.
You just don't need. You don't need me there.
But seriously, no one will notice.
I know. Like I said, I know y'all gonna get mad. Is this camera on me?
It's on both of us.
Oh, it's on both of us? Hey, I know y'all gonna get mad, but hey, look, I'm just saying. Think about it. Think about it before you try to come at me.
So wise words.
Yeah. Exactly. I'll say it after. I'll say it after, when we stop filming. But I'm just letting you know. I love you guys, but not your love. Am I crazy?
No. Now that you're making me think about that a lot because it's true.
It's true.
Maybe the free booze is like about it, but
yeah.
I also don't want to have to go somewhere.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, if you want a toaster, just holler at me. Shoot me a message. You want a crock pot? Shoot me a message, all right? I don't need to sit there and watch you say I do, and then kiss.
Also, we're getting married in Hawaii.
Yeah. You want me there for that?
Free tickets.
I don't like parties, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't like going out. I don't even like going out.
Giving you free tickets to Hawaii to a wedding. You just go to Hawaii. You don't even show up.
Yeah, exactly. I would just go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Eat some spam and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
so if or when you go, are you gonna is this basically gonna be it? The outfit?
oh, she knows what's up.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have like Gucci sweatpants. You just
No.
go straight up like I'm gonna go buy a fresh pair at Kohl's.
Yeah. No, she knows what's up.
Okay.
She knows exactly what's up.
Justin.
When I went to my brother's funeral, do you know what I wore?
No.
Jeans, biker boots,
Okay.
wallet chain, and t-shirt. He knows what's up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He does. He knows what's up. Everybody else was all dressed up. I was wearing a bandana and stuff
Well,
like
at least
that,
they don't know. Like, at least if you show up, they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly. He knows. He
There
knows
you
what's
go.
up.
Okay.
He gets it. He was like, "Hey, that's my brother right
Yeah.
there." You know what I mean? Like, he gets it.
Yeah.
You don't need nothing like.
Before he texted me or before he was on his way, he's like, "I'm wearing." He basically said, "I'm wearing this." I'm like, "Okay, I'm wearing a tux."
Yeah, man. I was like, "Yo, I'm in sweatpants and a Henry Rollins t-shirt," and he's like, "I was like, is that okay?" He's like, "Yeah, that's totally fine. I'm in a tux," and I was like, "The fuck?" I was like, "I guess I'll put on jeans."
Yeah.
This is high class.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he's like, "I'll put on jeans," and I'm like, "I was just kidding. Like, this is not the fucking Academy Awards."
And I would still do that at the Academy Awards.
Would you wear this, or would you like buy classy?
Henry Rollins won a
So funny.
he won a Grammy for one of his spoken word albums, and he walked up there in shorts and a t-shirt.
That's fucking awesome.
Shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, he's just being him.
yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't need no award either. Why you give me an award? I got rid of all my cheerleading trophies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the medals and stuff. I don't need that.
Yeah.
I know I was good at cheerleading. I don't need no medal to prove it. You know what I mean?
All you need is yourself.
I know what first place looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. People always asking me to like make jokes about cheerleading, but I'm like, there's nothing funny about winning. You just won a lot.
Yeah.
You know what do you want me?
Why don't you just say that?
Yeah, just won a lot.
Next joke.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Winning. Sorry. I know. I'm crazy, huh?
It's all good. We all need a little crazy.
Yeah. Someone called me an enigma. I said, I don't know what that is. I dropped out of college. But now I know.
Yeah.
Because I Googled that shit after, but now I know. But at the time, I was like, oh, yeah. That's some sort of racist thing or something? What is that?
What'd you say?
Yeah. Enigma. You know what I mean? You said it. I'm like, what's up? No,
Careful.
Nah, that's cool.
You better watch your next syllable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I was trying to figure out the word, but I was like, is it a syllable or what is it? Yeah, it's a syllable. You were right. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for getting my back on that one. I was like, yeah, you think about your damn, what is that word? You know. So yeah, syphilis. Yeah, think about your next syphilis. Hey, think about the next one, all right? Oh man.
You ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, I'm ready to wrap it up.
Right,
yeah,
dude.
we can do whatever.
Syphilis usually ends it.
Yeah,
That's usually
now that you got syphilis, we gotta.
Hey, wedding people.
Yeah, think about it. Yeah.
Just think about it.
Anything you want to plug?
I don't know, when's this coming out?
Monday, probably Friday or Monday. Depends on how lazy I get.
What do I got? At Hollywood Improv, December 18th at 10:30. That is my I guess if you would.
Mm-hmm.
That would be plug, if you will. I don't need validation, people. I don't want you there.
Yeah.
I don't need you there. It's like a wedding. I need you there. I'm just kidding. Yeah. December 18th, Hollywood Improv.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any Instagram or that bullshit?
Oh yeah, you can follow me.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. If you want to follow me, you'll follow me. Yeah. If not, then you don't have to do a damn thing.
I'll link it below.
Instagram is the only one I really use. I don't really use Facebook or Twitter and stuff like that because I can't really put out my thoughts like that on an everyday basis. So at Shapel Lacey, and just follow my stories. Most of my stories are me playing Oasis songs on the guitar anyway. So
Or posting pictures with music.
yeah, pictures of music. Yeah, so that's usually where you're gonna find. But it's a fun follow.
And
Yeah. Stacks Fist.
Stacks Fist.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I leave now or what?
Yeah, let me wrap this shit.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
All right.
That's cool.
Well, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Oh man, I had a blast. This was fun.
I'm glad you actually remembered this time.
I know, man. I don't think you understand how bad I felt.
No, you're good. You're all good.
Oh, I felt so bad.
I could feel it too in the messages.
Dude,
I'm like,
I
you're
was
feeling
like,
too bad.
Yeah. Oh. Because I know what it's like to hurt people's feelings.
Yeah.
So I'm
you
like,
got
damn.
real white there too.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I was like, uh-oh.
Because I was like, dude, I didn't put it in my calendar.
Hey, buddy. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Seriously.
Well,
You're good at that. You're good at that.
I feel pretty good white. I don't know if this Macy's outfit
seriously.
Christmas music playing. So.
Michael Bublé.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you coming on. It's been a blast.
Yeah.
And I definitely get that.
There you go.
And then I'll come to your show.
Yeah,
I'll give you validation.
Yeah, give me validation.
You're doing good.
Yeah, you're doing good. That's all I need. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm excited to see like where you go with all your shit too.
Oh, thanks,
You
man.
know,
I
so-
appreciate it.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think it's pretty cool. Like a year ago, I saw you in that little hole in the wall place in Mesa, and then the next time I saw you were at the Laugh Factory. To me, it was like, you know.
Yeah.
but-
I know.
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't need validation.
No, I'm just letting you. These are my thoughts, man.
Oh, okay,
You know?
okay. I was just
I'm
kidding.
not
I was
sure-
just fucking with you.
Not trying to suck your dick.
He was.
After being rejected like that,
But might as well. Dude, I don't think I left the restaurant faster than I ever had to. She's like, she goes, that's really sweet, but don't let this, like, but still come back to the restaurant. I'm like, okay.
okay.
And I'm like, okay. And I just literally left.
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm gay. Did I ask you out on a date? I'm gay.
I almost jumped in front of a car.
Yeah. What if that's what you replied with? I have a boyfriend. Oh, no, I'm
too.
gay. I'm gay. No. I just thought your eyes were pretty.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah. But yeah, so thanks for lunch. See you later.
All right, peace, folks.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, you guys can follow me. You know where to follow me. Harrison Burger on Instagram, Harrison C. Burger on Twitter. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. You can subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, find it on Spotify, and make sure you check out Shapel if you want to. He doesn't.
SHAP as in Peter, E as in Edward, L.
Thank you.
LACEY.
Yeah, because everyone was gonna spell it like Dave Chappelle. I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
It's so funny when people come up and ask me about that.
Are you named after Dave Chappelle?
They're like, you know, like they go, like, your name is like, you should change your name.
You should
Like,
walk
you're-
the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, and I'm always like, yeah, I'm like, you know what? Step away,
Yeah, come back.
come back. No, usually I just say, I go, my first name being Chappelle and me being a comedian isn't the toughest thing I had to deal with. And they go, okay. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
All right.
Cut.